What's going on, you guys? So, we are finally moving back onto the Mustang, making some progress, and finally getting some stuff actually done. So, what exactly have we gotten done so far? Now, if you guys have already seen the other videos, if you haven't, we got the cylinder heads done. Cylinder heads are built. That's one thing off the list at least. Don't have to worry about that anymore. Coming into the car here, we got some fittings for our intercooler ready to go. Kind of just got a rough mount placement here for our water pump, which is going to kind of sit like that. I got to finish the mount bracket for it, but that's going to go like that. I had to go ahead and actually weld on different bungs into this icebox. So those are much larger than that. So we can actually get a 3/4 inch hose out of there. And then I also put one up top for the return. And in the back here, we did start roughing out the sheet metal work. It still needs a lot of finish work done on it. And you know, the fitment isn't perfect right now. So this is all got to get finished still. So as you can see, I mean, it's still going to need some trimming and fitment here, a little bit of metal massaging, but it's all welded in on the side here, and then we ran some seam sealer up across it too. Just it's like some 3M fire retardant seam sealer, so that stuff should work good. We definitely want to make sure that's sealed off like that, since the fuel cell is right down there. It's got to be separated. Now, while I was doing this rear firewall, I did seriously consider making it all one big piece across the back here and welding it in. But since we have our fuel cell back here, we have lines running through there, we have our water pump in the back, we have to run cage tubing through it. I figured it would be the best idea to make it 3 separate pieces. That way we can actually take it apart in sections and make it much easier to service, easier to remove, take apart, get the stuff if we need to get in there in the future. You know, say I'm at the track, something happens in the back there that I need to get to. Instead of spending, 15 minutes trying to get the firewall out of it, it's in 3 separate pieces. We can just pop it apart real quick, take each section out individually, and make it way easy to get to and super easy to service stuff. And we have a boost control solenoid mounted, and that is actually wired into the bulkhead right here. So we got that pinned out, wired into the bulkhead. And it comes through up there and runs up along the top there, the harness does. And the actual module for it is up in the corner up there somewhere. I don't know if you can even see it, but that's where it is. So we have the boost controller wired in. While I was at it, I went ahead and wired up the power for the race pack and got that stuff hooked up. I still need to clean up the harnessing for the OBD module, so that still needs to be tied up somewhere, but it is wired in, turns on and everything. So we have our boost controller mounted right there. Takes a second to kick on. And there we go. So it's a Greddy boost controller. Should be nice electronic boost controller. That should do wonders for controlling boost, better than some of the manual stuff. Speaking of the manual boost controller stuff, I'm gonna be doing a product review on all of the cheap eBay, Amazon stuff I bought for the Supra. Now that I've been driving it for a couple months, I'm gonna do a product review on it, like how good the stuff's working, anything that's failed on it this far down the road, but that'll be a different video. Let's move on with this one. Actually, let's see if we can figure out how to work this thing real quick. Oh, I got an idea. Let's go to the instructions. Yeah, let's just go to the instructions here. See if we can figure that out. Nope. The race pack is also wired up, but it is not mounted because it's going to mount right around here. Once I have the cage done, this is going to mount right behind the steering wheel. I was going to mount it to the dash, but the steering wheel is actually right in the way of it, so you can't really see it. just like on my steering wheel. Don't be a bitch. Now, since everything is flanged on this firewall and all the harness and everything is bulkheaded, quick disconnect, one thing I do need to do is I need to get a positive, like a vacuum line to the control module that's under the dash. Now, I already have everything in the firewall done, but our charge pipes are in the car. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an 1/8 inch MPT bung right at the closest point to that throttle body and use that port as a pressure reference for the control module that's under the dash. That way it has a good reading of how much boost pressure is going into the intake manifold and can control the wastegate accordingly. So I think what I'm going to try and do next is, get this all put back together for now. I'm going to hold off on building the engine. And I think we're going to move forward with chassis fabrication and get the roll cage done, get the bash bars made, try and get quarter panels for this thing, and get that part of the body work done and stuff like that. That way we can actually keep moving forward, getting progress done, putting content out for you guys. So we're going to put the engine build on hold for now. Plus, I mean, worst come to worst, if I get the rest of the car done and the only thing it needs to be finished as an engine, I'll just put another Junkyard 5.3 in it if I need to make the first couple events. Because I mean, I ran a Junkyard 5.3 in the Mustang, or in the GTO and the RX-7, and it worked fine. But we're trying to get a fully built, good engine in this so we can make solid power. But if it's like a worst come to worst scenario that we just need to make that first event, I'll throw another Junkyard engine in it temporarily. Now, unfortunately, I won't be getting much more work done on the car for about 2 weeks because I'm not going to be home to work on the car until next Friday. And then Saturday, I leave for Vegas. Because it's that time of the year, SEMA. So I'm going to be out in Las Vegas for SEMA for the entire week. I think I'm flying in Sunday and leaving Sunday, or flying in Sunday morning, leaving Saturday night. So late Saturday night, actually, that I'll be back in Michigan Sunday morning at like 5 a.m. or something like that. It's going to be a hell of a week, but I always love going out there to Vegas for SEMA. It's a good time. If you're going, try to find me, say hi, Hopefully I run into some people out there. It's always a good time of the year because you just get to go out there, see all your friends from across the country that usually all meet up in the same place, and it's just cool. I love going out there every year. It's a great time. Anyways, that's going to be it for this one. So we are making progress. We're starting to get work done on the car again. Thank you guys all so much for all of your support and subscribing and following the builds, and it's helping motivate me to get this thing done, and I'm just loving it, having a blast building this car again. And thank you guys so much. We're almost at 5,000 subs right now. Never would have thought we'd be there this quick, but thank you guys so much. So that's going to be it for this one. So like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you're new, follow the builds along, and until the next one, I'll catch you guys later.